Hello friends. In this webinar, I will discuss about valuation standards, and compliances. In between, if I get a time, then I will discuss about newly drafted Valuer Bill 2020. In starting, most of the financial statement we looked up were based of historical cost convention. Rarely did we mention the fair value. With the admin of NDAS, what is happen is that people are talking about fair valuation. Valuation is to value a specific asset at the stated time for a specific purposes. These are the valuation principles. Carrying out a business valuation is challenging and complex issue. Valuation is not absolute science, and it depends upon the number of varying factor, which we'll discuss in detail later. So, the adjustment in valuations derived by applying the valuation methodology may depend upon the level of value obtained by the applied valuation methodology. Adjustment can be in form of discount or premium. These are reflected in slides like this one, this, this. These are the strategic premium, discount for lack of control, discount for lack of marketability. ICI valuation standards are not yet issued by the central government. But as per Rule 8 of the Companies Register Valuer and Valuation Rule 2017, until the valuation standard are notified, uh, the valuer is supposed to follow two things. One is international accepted valuation standard, which has been provided by the International Valuation Council. Till yet, they have provided 12 standards in this regard, out of which 5 are general standards, 7 are asset standards. Another one is valuation standard adopted by the any register valuer organizations. Like till yet we have 8 RVUs, and ICI RVUs is one of them. Let us discuss ICI valuation standard first. ICI valuation standard 101 is about definitions and key term used in valuation standards. ICI valuation standard 102 is about valuation basis. It indicates the type of value being used in process. There are 5 valuation bases, which are fair value, participant specific value, liquidations value, relative value. Single premises of value may be adopted, while in some situations multiple premises of value may be adopted, which are highest and best use, as is where is basis, going concern value, orderly liquidations. Now, ICI Valuation Standard 103. These standard provided guidelines for following three main valuation approaches. One is market approach, second one is income approach, and third one is cost approach. And these are subdivisions of those approaches. An essential of market approaches are evaluates the value on the basis of price and uh, quoted on stock exchange. Another one is dormant script, which also known as thinly traded. It is used in low floating stocks. Significant and unusual fluctuations in the market. Regularity bodies often consider the market value as important basis. These are the reasons why we use market price approach in this regard. These are the multiple base for guideline companies method, which also known as comparable companies multiple method. We need to multiples, and based of multiples are given in slide 13, slide 14, and slide 15. For clarity, I have put an example of multiple base. Multiple base on EV divided by EBITDA. These are the examples, frame of examples. So maintainable EBITDA of target company this, EV by EBITDA multiple is this. These are the enterprise values and adjustment for against enterprise values. Market comparable method opens the following questions, which are the comparable companies really comparable? Basis of transaction of data, applying averages. As thing is that ki, small profit for large multiples, uh, large profit for small multiples, vice versa. Differences in gap tax regime of cost of capital between two different states. In income approach is a valuation approach that convert future amount to a single current amount. This approach includes discounted cash flow method. These are the parameters in driving a value using the DCF method. These are given in slide 19, 20. This is the calculation of enterprise value or equity value. The difference between the enterprise value and equity value is that in enterprise we just um, like subtract uh, interest payment and principal repayment for loans from enterprise value. These are the few situations under which DCF method is appropriate to be used, like when limited life project, large initial investments, profit or loss is stabilized. For more clarity, what I done is that I have given an example on DCF method. These are the project for 5 years, and then perpetuity, and these the values which comes from DCF method. Thing is that how we understand which approach is suitable for us. For that, these are a general idea under which approach would be preferable. Now these are some adjustment which we already discussed, like discount for lack of marketability, control premium, uh, discount for lack of control, surplus assets, tax concessions, auditor qualifications, finding of due diligence reviews. In practical life, in practical life, what happens is that we face following business valuation issues. Like, see, in practical life, we have to forecast on the basic of current scenarios. Like, we have to value startup companies which don't have any past data, like loss making companies, like uh, we have regulatory issues, we have problem in selections of methods. From the various judicial judgment, there are following recommendations, like professional judgment is final, not always mathematical weightage, like we can't give always to the mathematical weightage. Method throws the range of value, not exact value or valuations. So these are the things which we have to consider. ICA Evaluation Standard 201 discuss about the scope of work analysis and evaluations. A scope of work in the sense, what would be the terms of engagement, contain of engagement letters, uh, analysis and evaluations, reliance on the work of other experts. Like sometimes we have to rely upon the work of other auditor, or expert in this regard. Indication of such event expertise as the valuation data. Valuation standard 202 specified the report and documentation required in valuation process, which are given in slide 29. These are 30. Basically these are the valuation report contain, like your valuation report should contain these things. And 31, See, these are the special consideration for the business valuations, like business informations, operating and non-operating assets, capital structures considerations. Uh, Valuation standard 302 talk about intangible assets. These are non-monetary assets with economic benefit. What kind of valuation approach we can consider for intangible assets, a special consideration for intangible assets. Valuation standard 303 about the financial instrument. These are the special consideration for the financial instrument. Most probably determination of present value, credit risk, and control environment. Let's recap about the ICI valuation which we read before. These are one. These are the 100 series of valuation standard, and these two are 200 series of valuation standard, and these three are 300 series of valuation standard. These are the valuation requirement under the regulatory body, like valuation is required under the purchase and sale of business, merger, demerger, insolvency proceedings, financial reportings, regulatory body under FEMA, tax transfer pricing, when we calculate arm's length price, SEBI, Companies Act, or like sometimes family settlement or litigations also required valuation process. uh, Compliance requirement, there are the key compliance requirement. Compliance, like, see, valuer have to comply with the Companies Act, comply with the SEBI, FEMA, Income Tax Act, and most probably the Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. These are the key compliances. So let's talk about role of register valuer as per the Companies Act 2013. As we know that implementation of Companies Act 2013 increased the role of register valuer. Few of them are shown in the slides 38 and 39. These are all are the requirement under the Companies Act 2013 as you be a the part of register valuer. Since we know that valuation is also required under the SEBI Act, like Security Board of and Exchange, Security Exchange Board of India also require the valuations requirement. Like in case of takeover, when we do the open offer price, we need evaluations. Open offer price, merger and demerger schemes also require the valuation. This merger and demerger is most popular cases of valuation process. This following table is the fulfilled for the applications filed with the stock exchange for clearance involving share swap ratios in the listed companies. These are the requirement of valuation under the FEMA. As we know that right now, chart accountant or SEBI registered merchant banker or participate cost accountant are allowed to valuate under FEMA. Okay, this was we all know that income tax rule 11 UA provides valuation report from CA or merchant banker. These are the calculations under Rule 11 UA. In case of transfer pricing, we have to determine arm length price, for which we also need a valuation. Yeah, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. Uh, this body introduced register valuer basically in a high level, like perhaps we don't have a concept of a register valuer under Companies Act till yet IBC formed under the IBBI.